Hey, it's a good win, man. Knicks bounced back, defense bounced back. I mean, the
Yeah,
best thing I got to see was, I mean, we talked about him last game too. Josh Hart, I'm sure we're going to get into,
yeah,
his performance tonight, but what a hell of a bounce back game for him,
yeah,
especially when at the tip off, right? You got an article dropping off how he's losing feeling in his hand.
yeah. Accountability game, man. Accountability game. That's what we were looking for tonight. This is what I expected. As I said, opening the show, hard to beat a team 2 games in a row, and I expected this team, especially on the defensive end, to just play with more energy. And that's what they did tonight. Look, give credit to Josh Giddey. He was fantastic once again, dropping a triple-double on the Knicks. At some points, almost unstoppable. But by and large, I thought their defensive aggression, their pressure, their rotations, and most importantly, their turnovers, which got them out into transition, and look, offensively throughout these first 6, the ball movement has been there. The shots have been here and there, but once their defense starts and gets them out offensively, I think this is the two-way effort, the two-way game that Mike Brown is looking for out of this team. And so good job by them setting the tone defensively. Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson set the tone offensively with 19 points in the first quarter. He would finish leading all scorers with 31 points. An overall good affair, man. Good affair. What was your takes?
Yeah, man. Absolutely good affair for the New York Knicks indeed. As you mentioned, the defense was on point. I thought Wingstop was fully activated.
Yeah.
You had Bridges getting a steal, OG finishing out in transition. I thought, actually, if we're going to stick on Bridges for a second, I thought he had a very well-rounded game tonight. Got his 10 points, got the 9 assists, got the 5 boards. I thought defensively, he was great. Even though he had 1 steal, he was just deflecting and doing a good job on the perimeter and just switching wise. I thought he was really impactful. And then OG out here knocking down shots, open threes, man. That's what you want to see from
Yeah.
him from the full effect of Wingstop tonight. 21 points for him, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 2 boards. But OG shot 47% from the field tonight, 8 of 17. Dude was just impactful. I loved everything about Wingstop tonight. And then if we're going to include in Wingstop Josh Hart, which I think we clarified that last season,
Yeah.
CP.
Yeah. He's
Hell of
part
a
of
bounce back
He's in.
game for him, man.
He's in.
That's the guy who I'm like really proud of tonight because you saw him somber after what Bondi tweeted with the video. Just he was sulking there on the bench. He didn't play his best coming back from back injury. We know about the finger injury. All right, you have James Edwards the third drop that article about how Hart's finger got more discombobulated while going through a pickup run, and that he's losing feeling not only in that ring finger, but the middle and pinky finger too. So, and it goes in and out sporadically. So 1 minute he could be dribbling the basketball, feel it, and then the next thing, not at all. So I thought for him to come back out and really perform tonight with, a Josh Hart-esque game, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he did a hell of a job. 14 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, was just wreaking havoc all over the place, man. Playing like the free safety that he can be. I thought he did a phenomenal job, especially the
Yeah.
playmaking, man.
One,
Playmaking, pushing pace out in transition.
100%. Big Bodega, Carl Anthony Towns, 20 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists. Shot 2 of 2 from downtown, only 2 threes, but knocked down both, but 45% from the field. Overall, I liked his aggressiveness. It got a little dicey for him in the first half, especially defensively, but I thought second half, especially there was that third quarter where the Knicks ran out. It was wing stop, all 3 wings, Deuce, and Cat. And I thought they were able to close out the third quarter very well. Ultimately, Shamet would come in and replace, I believe he replaced either Hart or OG. But that unit with Carl Anthony Towns, I thought they finished the third very well. So I thought second half, especially defensively, I thought he did a good job out there.
You know who we got to give props to, CP? You want to know who you got? Your boy Cardiac Clarkson tonight. He
Yeah.
showed up. He showed up,
Cardiac.
man.
Cardiac.
18 minutes gets you 15 points, 6 of 11 from the field. In the second quarter, that guy was feeling it. All right. I might have to call this man Gumby because the way that he attacks the lane, he's able to just like tort his body and find guys out in the wing. It's impressive, man. That like how he found Deuce McBride for McBride to knock down a 3. That's just stuff that you love to see from him. But I thought
Yeah.
Clarkson in the second quarter, we're talking about having another guy that can create for himself when you have Brunson on the bench. And granted, when Brunson went to the bench in the second quarter, things got a little dicey because the Bulls got right back into it. But I thought with Josh Hart, Jordan Clarkson out there, McBride, all those guys. I thought Clarkson did a great job feeding off of Josh Hart's energy to create shots for himself and then find open teammates as well. So I like Clarkson's game tonight. It's slowly but surely. It's like every other game right now where he's good, then off, good, then off. It's slowly, but it's coming along where I feel like he's getting into rhythm where you're starting to see the vision of why you brought this guy in here.
Yeah, instant offense. That's what you're looking for, my guy, Cardiac Clarkson. But he was cooking tonight out. 11 points in that second quarter, and the shots were falling tonight. You saw that nice whip pass that he made to it was a Shamet or McBride for that three. That was
I think it was McBride.
To McBride. So that was good court vision by Clarkson. And I was saying it. I think that it was the last post game. Is that he can get those. He's going to get you those paint touches. He's done a good job so far of trying to get those driving kicks. He just hasn't been finishing on those plays. Tonight was his night, though. So you had 29 points of the 46 belonged to Clarkson with 15 and Josh Hart with 14. So they did a good job on the bench. You mentioned Mikal Bridges, a team high 9 assists for Mikal Bridges. And when we talk about Captain Clutch setting the tone with 19 points in that first quarter, remember there was an early play in that first quarter where the Knicks turned the possession changed and the Bulls got out on fast break, and it was just Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges as the sole Knicks back. Oh, Mitchell Robinson, OG, and Karl Anthony Towns were all in the backcourt, and Mikal Bridges ripped them. And said, y'all got to get back. And then on the way to the huddle, him and OG, was having a competitive conversation about, just getting on the same page defensively. So Cap is on an amazing run right now offensively. But Mikal Bridges, he's leading. And to me, that was an underrated aspect of that game where he kind of got these guys get on your toes. And so even though he had the 10 points and 9 assists was great, I thought he had a great two-way floor game. And then that little intangible right there that showed good leadership, he just continues to look more and more comfortable with this team, with this offense, and he's playing great, man. Mikal Bridges is playing great, man.
He's playing fantastic. And look, I saw it, man. I saw when he was just next to Mike Brown this entire time at Summer League, right? It was just like he was trying to get on the same page with the new head coach and trying to get comfortable because he understood that he didn't play to his full potential his first year with the Knicks. Obviously, we all know about the rift that he has with Tibbs and still sending subliminals up until this day. But you could see that with the extension, playing for Mike Brown, he's completely comfortable in how he can be as a player. And I love the leadership aspect that you spoke about. And I feel like that also trickled down from when Brunson was just frustrated too. I mean, they had an easy transition score, and you just saw Brunson like, yo, guys, what's going on? Why are we jogging back? And that goes to that whole thing that we said last post game. Chuck D mentioned it. These guys got to play 48 minutes on a night-to-night basis. They can't just take anyone lightly. And when you see Brunson and we see Bridges like that, they know what's at stake here. And I like that energy because they should want to bounce back after losing to the Bulls on Friday night. Like, you just can't come back and then go home and let the same team mollywop you on your own home court. And I mean, the way the second quarter was going when Brunson was on the bench, you're like, oh my God, are we about to go through this whole thing where
felt like it?
Yeah, man. Like, are we really gonna have to go with this? Like, the narrative is gonna be crazy if you lose back-to-back games against the Chicago Bulls. And this is a team that, was just a play-in team last year, and now you're telling me that they have just catapulted? Like, no one wanted to hear all that. So I like that aspect. I like the aggression, man. And look, moving off from the players, I like that we shortened the bench tonight. 9 players. 9 players. Gerson went out there. Mike Brown said, absolutely not. You get out of there. I'm running with these guys right here, which is Jordan Clarkson, Josh Hart, Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride. Those were the 4 guys he wanted to roll with. So he went from, we saw the 11-man rotation shrink down to 10. Now it's 9. And it seems like these are the guys that, Mike Brown's going to be more and more comfortable with because these guys are producing. Even Landry Shamet, 9 points, 3 of 6 from downtown. I thought he played a really good game
was good.
as just a good 3-point shooter coming off the bench, which is, you look at like guys like what they have out in Boston and Philly, guys who just come off the bench and all their jobs is shoot threes. I thought, Landry Shamet had a good performance tonight, but this is just Mike Brown. We constantly experiment, seeing who's capable of rising to the occasion. I feel like he's starting to figure that out right now.
Yeah, you called it, man. You called it. Thinking that this was the route that Brown was going to go with constant exploring and tinkering with different rotations, and just looking at this thing, I'm okay with it because he is a brand new coach right now, trying to figure things out, and as you said early in the offseason, now's the time to do so. So tonight. Whereas in game one, you saw guys like Kolek get in the game. Yabusele did get in the game. In this game, Kolek didn't get in at all. Nope. Yabusele played a couple minutes, and then he was gone again. We'll wait and see. I thought there was a couple of opportunities that they missed that I wanted to see them get him the ball just to get him some confidence in shooting the ball. I thought there was a couple opportunities in pick-and-pop situations and pick-and-roll situations that they missed, like two that I saw before he came out, but it wasn't his night tonight. We'll see what happens tomorrow. You have a back-to-back against the Wizards. Maybe tomorrow night is his night. But Shamet gets in earlier. Clarkson gets in. He starts killing. Deuce gets in last, and then he starts going in. But then we saw to end the first half and to end the game, the original starting lineup from last year.
Crazy.
The original starting lineup from last year. So this is Mike Brown again, going with different looks and seeing what works.
The biggest thing with this team right now is comfortability. When they're comfortable, they play very well. But when they're not comfortable, especially when they're not hitting their shots, then it affects it on the defensive side. And then they're getting long rebounds for the other team, then they're chasing and they're getting tired. And I just think if you see the difference between the games that we lost and the games that we won, the games that we won, we were really comfortable. The games that we lost, it was just a really up and down pace and uncomfortability when it comes to the players. And I think it was just, I think once all that comes together and they can start all getting real comfortable and everybody kind of knows where their niches are, then I think you're going to really see how this team is going to click as the games go on. I mean, it's a new system. Last year we had Towns. It was a new player. Now we got a whole new system for everybody on the team. So it's going to be a learning curve for everybody, especially Mike Brown. And then today he even said it. He said, look, my last game, I did way too many substitutions. The flow was just not right. I just think I hurt the team more than I did when I was doing all the substitutions. So I think it's just a learning curve for everybody. And I think once all that stuff just starts to just settle out and everybody just gets real comfortable, and you can see some play, look, this is the perfect system with Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
I think this is the system that he's been playing in his whole career. And now that he's playing it in again, I think he's going to shine throughout the entire season. I think everybody else is just kind of getting into the flow of it. But I think once the games go on, I think you're going to start seeing more and more. I mean, look, we're going to have bad nights. Every team does. But the consistency, I think, is going to start to show more.
Yeah, 100%. I think, and rate that call in the chat. Good people in the chat. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, all the way up to 5 being facts. This is what we do on KFTV Postgame Live. You guys in the chat, you guys are the judge. Let us know what you thought about the call. I'm with him, Al. Number one, like you said, it's a work in progress, man. We have to be patient. 5 games in, the panic has just been OD. Yes, it's some of the signs from last year still rear its ugly head. But they still also had a good team last year. Let's not make no mistake. When they're on their game like they are tonight, they are a very good team still. So we got to let this thing come together, man. I'm with him, bro.
For sure. And look, the thing is that we know that this team has talent. It's the effort. That's the big thing with this team. It's the effort. Yeah.
They're the hunted now, man. You can't. This ain't a cupcake league. Rest in peace to my guy Corey Homicide Williams. I said that the other night because he was a Josh Giddey guy. He used to cover Josh Giddey down in the NBL, and unfortunately we lost Homicide way too early. But that's what he used to say. This ain't a cupcake league, man. You gotta be on your P's and Q's, man. Every game.
Absolutely. And look, tonight they were on it. They came out focused, and they just got to keep doing it, man. And especially when it's against top tier competition. Like I said last post game. You got the Chicago Bulls. You're facing them. They're 5-0. You should want to go out there and prove that, you're better than them. Bucks, Sixers are on a roll right now. Any team that's ahead of you, you should want to go out there and prove. So hopefully they can stay dialed in as the season progresses.